Hi guys, Mike the Gaming Dad here and welcome back to the channel. I always thought that there were three methods to reducing your shout cooldown by 100% in Skyrim. Firstly, using the restoration potion glitch. Secondly, the Talos amulet glitch where you equip 5 of them whilst in werewolf form. Or thirdly, by using mods. Well, very recently I learnt of a fourth method which doesn't require any external mods or glitches, and I've been testing this out today and it checks out, so I wanted to share this method with you. The first item required is pretty obvious, that is an Amulet of Talos. Now there are a number of ways to get one of these in Skyrim. Sometimes they will appear as loot, or in store's inventory. One of the guaranteed places to get one is the first time you enter Solitude. Rogvir will be being publicly executed for helping Ulfric escape Solitude after killing the High King. After his beheading, loot his corpse and he will always have the amulet on him. The second item you require you can get as part of the Battle of Champions quest, which starts in the Drunken Huntsman in Whiterun. Read the note on the bar to the left as you enter to begin this, and now the piece you need is actually on the Stormcloak side. However, don't worry if you've already sided with the Imperials. This was the case on my save, and if this is the same for you, just take the Imperial armour set to the battle site and then begin the battle by talking to the Stormcloak champion.
For the sons of Skyrim.
Once defeated, you can loot their corpse and collect it. The piece you need is the armour, which also reduces shout cooldown by 20%. You will also need the Blessing of Talos, which you receive by praying at any Talos shrine. This is temporary, lasting 8 in-game hours, but also reduces shout cooldowns by 20%. If you don't have the unofficial patch installed, it will say 0%, but don't worry, this is just an error. The game calculates the shout cooldown in decimals, so 0.2, however it displays it for some reason in percent, so 0.2 becomes 0%. Next, complete the Dragonborn questline on Solstheim and collect all 3 words of the Dragon Aspect shout, and this third word of the shout gives, you guessed it, a 20% shout cooldown reduction. It doesn't actually state it in the description, but it does when the shout is active. And lastly, if you are playing without the unofficial patch installed, you'll need to contract Sanguinaire Vampiris and let this disease become vampirism. Once you are a vampire, level restoration to 70 and pick up the Necromage perk. I'll just show how this method works. So firstly, and obviously, you'll need to have the Amulet of Talos equipped. Also equip the Stormbear armour, however you can't use the full armour set for this to work. The offending item are the Stormbear boots, which must stay unequipped. And this is because there is a bug with them whereby the 20% shout cooldown doesn't load if they are equipped. See here how it's not listed in the active effects on the armour. Now I'll just unequip these, and the shout cooldown is listed in the effects now. I don't think even the unofficial patch corrects this bug currently, but it doesn't really matter. So currently in the listed effects, we will have the 20% from the armour, 20% from the Amulet of Talos, and then the 20% from the Blessing of Talos, so 60% in total. The actual percentages you receive though will be more like 75%. Why? Well, this is the effect of the Necromage perk. Seeing as you are a vampire now and vampires are classed as undead, the enchantments on yourself receive a 25% bonus. Notice how on your armour the health increase is 93 points and the frost resistance is 62%. The actual armour bonuses are listed as 75 points and 50% frost resistance, but when we get to the actual active effect bonus, it's displayed at the higher amount. Now I don't know why it doesn't display the increase in the shout cooldowns, but it is there. So what you need to do now is equip the Dragon Aspect shout and then hold this down so you get the most powerful version of the shout. Now if we look at our active effects, we will also have a 20% reduction in shout cooldown from this shout, so our 4 shout cooldown perks take us to 80%, but Necromage Vampirism boosts this to 100%. Let's take a look at this now. Notice how the cooldown bar at the top doesn't show any cooldown, even for a millisecond. We can use any shout without penalty. Now if you use the unofficial patch, which I know a lot of players will, this method works still, but you just need to do it a little differently. The main difference is you don't need to become a vampire, which some people may actually prefer this method because not everyone likes playing as a vampire. I have the patch installed now, as shown here. One of the patch changes is to remove the Necromage vampire boosts, but it helpfully replaces it with another item which reduces shout cooldown. It also corrects the Blessing of Talos text to 20%, although this is only a cosmetic change. The item it amends is the Morike Dragon Priest mask, which now has the added effect of reducing your shout cooldowns by 20%. I'll equip this and just demonstrate this method again. You can also see in your shout library that the recharge times will now show as negative. Even Stormcall, which has a really long shout cooldown, can be used over and over again, although I'm not really sure what effect this one would actually make. Now using this method, your shout cooldowns won't be 100% all the time. Dragon Aspect shout lasts for 5 real-time minutes, but works more like a power and can only be used once a day in Skyrim. The Blessing of Talos also needs re-adding every 8 in-game hours, but I wanted to share this as I think it's pretty cool and it doesn't require you to mod the game or use any glitches. Even having it once a day is an amazing tool. I mean, 5 minutes is long enough to kill anything with shouts. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you found it useful. A huge thank you to my subscriber Leto85 for sharing this method with me recently. Go check his channel out or find him in the comment sections of some of my videos. He's got tons of Skyrim knowledge and shares some great tips. I'm Mike the Gaming Dad and I'll see you next time.